And we're back for another episode. In this episode I'm going to be doing the level 20 rogue quest. And quick note is that sorry that I haven't been uploading so many videos lately, just been so busy with like work and stuff, so hopefully this weekend I will start uploading lots more videos as usual, lots more crafting videos to come as well. So anyway, I'm here with Jacke in the rogue guild, so let's see what he has to say. The quest is called Grinners in the Mist. So it says Jacke appears eager to hunt down the Maelstrom's stolen treasures, and you get a level 20 set of daggers and a bunch of other rewards you can choose from. So Jacke says, been practicing your dance step, Mithrie, because we're about ready to run rings around Captain Malia and her swads. The Yellowjack has been pressing their investigations into the treasures what was cloyed from that Maelstrom tub. But as you know, we've got our own network of coves what don't miss naught goings on about town. Why can't you speak normal? As for the sharp end of the job, it'll be you, me, Underfoot, and the Stray. Let's get down to business, eh? It's almost frustrating reading out Lominsa text. So you keep late to the feast, so I'll just have to make sure we're all on the same page for the now. When you get down to it, we have two goals for this job. Buy back them free treasures and mill the coves what cloyed them in the first place. You can be sure that the Yellowjacket's shrill be doing her damnedest to beat us to the mark, and seeing as the fate of the guild is at stake, we best not drag our beaters on this one. I say we grapple them battles before she even lifted anchor, and give her a proper reason to rage against us rogues. You seem awful keen to get on this contest all of a sudden, Jacke. Aye, well, here's the thing. I sent me a grievance to the phallocracy regarding the Shrew's challenge, but then paper shufflers don't care a whit as long as one of us gets the job done. So I figured I'll sail with the wind rather than against it. Besides, we wouldn't want to shirk our duties and force poor Captain Malia to blunder in the scary darklands now, would we? How very gentlemanly of ye. Well, them the cards what we've been dealt, ain't they? Now stow your quips and let's hear what you've learned about them bloody treasures already. Aye, the treasures. According to the manifest of that Maelstrom vessel, we're looking to bite back the Cerulean Star, the Silver Sorrows, and something called the Black Scarophagus. Aside from the fancy names, I was able to whittle a few more details. The Cerulean Star, for starters, is a big old blue diamond what shines like, well, like a star, I suppose. Then we've got that Silver Sorrows, a pair of earrings that once graced the wattles of a Sultana of Aldar. There's a tale there, but one what don't concern us at present. Lastly, this black sarcophagus thing, sarcophagus I guess, I'm afraid that one remained a mystery no matter how much I poked and prodded. In any case, all three of these trinkets was recorded as spoils from official privateering raids. Now, as you know, a pirate will usually sell his plunder through a reliable fence. Sometimes though, holding an auction is the only way to offload goods what is too extravagant or just too bleeding rare for the average cull to deal in. Our three wondrous treasures fell into the auction only category. When the bidding began in Aleport, the phallocracy weighed in with its ample purse, made some unmatchable offers, then organised a tub of the merchandise to be shipped back to Limsa, and that's when our marks swooped in and picked their transport clean. I had a few words with their Maelstrom soldiers as survived the attack, and they pointed the finger at the grinning curs. Problem is, no one coals seen hide nor hair of the curs, not to mention their bloody ship since the raid. Sorry I'm late, Jacke, but you'll want to hear this. Some of the cargo what was cloyed from the transport was found during a routine inspection at the Le Fargran checkpoint. Le Fargran? Have the curs made landfall then? And what of the treasures? Any mention of them? Not what I've heard, but the Jackers ain't done shaking out all the boxes yet. Then we'd better get eyes out there quick like. Mithrie underfoot, you're fresh for a run, ain't you? Come on, lass, I'll race you to the checkpoint. Cool. So we need to go to the checkpoint, which is in Middle Enosia, right here. So we can just use the Aephorite crystal and go out of the Zypher gate. Might be quicker to just teleport back to the Aephorite. Because for me it's free. If you want a free teleport, make sure that you're using the one-time password feature on your account, and you can select one teleport to be free all the time. Okay, so Aephorite, Aethernet, Zypher gate. I chose Limsa to be my free teleport just because it's so out of the way compared to the other city-states. So, for leveling up to level 20, from 15 to 20, I recommend that every single day you do the low-level roulette. And then, as well, just make sure you're doing as much of the challenge log as you can. So, fates while you're waiting in queue, because obviously the queue for a rogue can be very long. So, while you're in the queue for duty roulette, just do fates. So, Piramu says, I won our race. You owe me a pint, Mithrie. Japs aside, though, it looks like Jacke was right about the cargo. From what I've been able to catch from them swads at the gate, it seems a peddling was boned for carrying goods, what was known to be aboard that transport. They carted the poor sod away in chains, but the cargo itself is still here. I saw a pair of jackets carrying boxes up that wooden ramp. We need to know what's in the crates. I got the feeling that they won't open their gans for the asking, though. Not while this fool's challenge is going on. Do you think you could sulk over there and see what they've found them treasures yet? If they found those treasures yet? Okay, fair enough. So, where are we going? Right here. So let's go. And we can hide as well. We don't have to confront anyone if we don't want to. I don't know if we need to hide, but, you know, because the other Jacke is supposed to be on our side, but whatever. So the two yellow jacket soldiers are inspecting the seized cargo. Approach them while cloaked by your hide ability and attempt to listen in on their progress. The yellow jackets are discussing the contents of the crates. So this is all junk, no diamond, no earrings, and no bloody black sarcophagus. Looks like we'll have to lean hard on that skinny peddler if we're to find them treasures. The sergeant says the merchant's still pleading ignorance. Claims he was hired to carry goods through the checkpoint and naught else. What a pile of poogle shite. I'm guessing the pirates split the cargo and are trying their luck at every checkpoint. Captain Milala's already given orders to double the guard and inspect every cart and wagon what comes through. Okay, so that was heard. So, they found naught of value, eh? Benny, thought we'd lost the contest before we even properly started. But be that as it may, something don't add up here. Why would ye order a coal to carry out the goods through the checkpoint? No smuggler is that daft, surely. And even if some miracle of the gods you squirm through Lafargan without raising a fuss, why would you risk taking merchandise back to the city, what you cloyed it from? No, there's a bigger picture here, and we need to take a step back to see it. Assuming the Curs hired this peddler to do their dirty work, there'll be someone in the shadows as brokered the deal, and I just happen to know a cove what makes it his business to oversee these kinds of shady arrangements. The thing is, this black marketeer bloke changes his haunts depending on how the breeze blows. Quite literally, in fact, I seem to recall the Navigator's Veil being shifted by a westerly this morning, so that put him. At Tiller's Rest, nice and close. Why don't we go ask him a few questions before we head back to the guild? I don't know about you guys if you've played these rogue quests. I just feel that given that these are only level 20 quests, are lower, that the amount of dialogue and the amount of content is kind of tedious. It's kind of long. It's obviously nice to see story and stuff like that, but for such a low level quest, it should be wrapped up quicker. But whatever, maybe they'll change their mind later on, or maybe it's just a chance to see more story about the game. It's like someone unraveling some mystery, because I really hope the last rogue quest at level 30, that episode is not going to be like an hour long, just because of the amount of dialogue. Maybe I shouldn't have jumped off this right at this point. Okay, almost there. Here's a black marketeer. So I pride myself on my memory for faces, but yours is unknown to me. Are you an earnest customer or an inquisitive annoyance? I must be sure of your intentions. Okay. Like an easy enough fight. Okay, cutscene. So, the dance is old, but the name is new. Put away your daggers, rogue. I have peddled my wares to your kind since the upright thieves stalked the night. Speak, what would you have of this humble merchant? Still tormenting the cult, say Grandad? We've come for information on a smuggling job. There was this peddler that was caught at the Lafargan checkpoint moving merchandise for the grinning curs. Pleaded innocence even when he had the crews put to him. We'd have known all about that deal, would ya? Every last sordid detail, not a single grain of stolen sand passes through the shadows without my knowledge. But surely prickly wisdom lodges tightly in one's throat. What have you brought to ease the pain of its passage? Spare me the theatrics, Grandad. Here's your usual purse. The sum is paid, the deal is made. May my answers sate your fickle hunger. Your hapless peddler was indeed innocent. He was but a beast of burden employed by associates of the grinning curs, and likely knew naught of his fright's tainted nature. A pawn, if you will, a convenient decoy. There are those amongst my acquaintances who specialize in providing such services. Aye, that's what I thought. The curs wanted that cull to get caught, and now the Jackets have had a taste. They'll waste their time yaffling every shite pie what comes through their checkpoints. And meanwhile, the real treasures are hidden away in the Darkmans along with the grinning curs. Not the Darkmans, Master Rogue, the Mist. Aside from the travelling merchant, the Cur's associates have spent coin on another piece for this little game. A navigator, one who is practiced in piloting a vessel through the Doxies Pole. The Doxies? The gods only know how many ships have sailed into that fog soup and never come out again. And that's where you say the Curs have gone to ground. Now there's a trick what took some bollocks. Once their hunter tub was sitting dimmer in the mist, though, it would have been easy to have these associates of their ferry the junk goods to Lanosia. Then the canny coves just needed to wait for the peddler to get boned and draw the glazes of the Yellow Jackets inland. We need to strike now. As soon as they learn the coast is clear, they'll flee for open waters. A fair appraisal of events. Now that you know the location of your marks, however, it will not be so difficult to track them down. The Doxies Pool was once an impenetrable shroud, but ever since the calamity, the mists are far less constant. Narrow your search to the heaviest banks, and you'll soon uncover those who wish to remain unseen. But now a warning. The mists conceal other dangers besides the dogs you seek. A careless step may land you upon the chopping block. The chopping block? You can't mean... Seems I found myself another lead to look into. You hurry on back to Jacke and tell him what we've learnt so far. Oh, it started raining randomly. Okay, so let's head back to the Rogues Guild. Quickest way, teleport to Limsa, use the Aethernet to teleport to the Fisherman's Guild. Let's see Aetherite, which is the closest to the guild. It's right there. So I'm probably going to be the 10 billionth person in the world to actually get to level 50 ninja, but whatever, as they say, better late than never. So here is Jacke, so let's see what he has to say. So it's about time, lass. You was gone so long I almost sent the stray after you. What happened underfoot? So our marks and their biting babbles are snug inside the Doxies Pull, eh? I'll not discount the old man's warnings, but you may not have a better chance to crash the Curs and grab all the treasures. We board their ship right now, you, me, and Vakib. I suppose we'll be needing ourselves a tub for the voyage. I'll have words with Swarsin and see what the dry docks can spare us by the way of a ship and a reliable crew. Get your kit together and meet us there. Okay, so we need to go to Moribi Dry Docks in Lower Lanosia, so I'm going to teleport straight there. Okay, so it's very, very close by. So we have a fight. So alright Mithrie, I've pulled in some favours and there's a crew what will get us close enough to scamper aboard the Kerr's vessel. I'll be cramped up on that deck. If you try to mill the whole lot at once, we'll soon find ourselves against the rails. So we go in quick and quiet and try to knock them off a few at a time. Well, Les, are you eager to test your sea legs? It's like duty commence battle for Grinners in the mist. Yes. Okay. So the general advice always is just assist the NPCs so that they don't damage you. There's the captain. Usually if there's a caster, you should go for them first. Not always the case, but usually. Yeah, we have second wind, and we also have perfect dodge if it's ever needed. I've also got potions, and also they're healing as well, so it's really no threat this fight. And they keep casting Gourd on me, which is helping me regenerate TP. And it's an ability you also get at level 18, so it says refreshes TP to a single party member. But to try and remember that in a raid situation. Go. So Jacke, I found me one of them treasures. Unless there's another fist-side blue diamond on board, it's got to be the Cerulean Star. As for them other two babbles, I've tossed the cabins and been through the hold ilm by ilm, but there's naught else here. Well, we just have to ask all sweet like, won't we? Spit it out, Kerr. Where are you keeping the rest of the treasures? It's like, how, you think I'd spill me guts for the likes of you, Rogue? Maybe you wouldn't at that, but what about this partner you're working with? Algia, we don't need no partner. So you're telling me that this was all your own idea? You woke up one day and decided you'd attack a maelstrom transport right off the coast of Aleport and disappear into the loving embrace of the Doxy's pull? Not exactly your style, is it? The grinning curs are too bleeding famous for being the crew what turned their snouts up at privateering in favour of keeping to the old ways. You've only escaped the Alajacket's grip this long by crawling on your bellies and snatching scraps what fell from the tables. You ain't the type to sink your teeth into a navy-owned vessel no matter the prize. Aye, well, maybe there ain't no profit in being cautious no more. The age of pirates is swift coming to an end. Merlib won't be stopped, not by a piddling little crew like mine. That's why we've thrown our lot in with the executioners. That blue rock was just our share of the loot, the scraps from the table, as like you say. If you want them other trinkets, you'll have to take it up with our new mates. One job at a time, last. First we need to get these stinking coves and their tub back to the docks. Cool. There they are, so let's talk to Jacke again. Another cutscene. Wow, nearly half an hour for a level 20 quest. Putting aside the issue who gave the orders, there's no doubt that these was Zakos has raided the Maelstrom ship. Now for a punishment what fits the crime. I was informed that a certain well-known pirate ship was spotted weighing anchor at the Moribi dry docks. I assume that this was your work. Aye, you missed all the excitement, Captain, but never you mind. The Cerulean Star is back and Bob in our sneaky little fambles. And these must be the grinning curs. Degenerate fiends, how dare you ply your filthy trade in Lominsa waters? How many innocent sailors were massacred that you might sate your vile avarice? Every one of your kind ought to be lined up and shot. A musket ball is the only answer for this rampant display of lawlessness. Wait. Do you mean to just execute them here on the bloody docks? At least take the buggers into custody first. Handing them over to Yer for lawful punishment will satisfy the demands of the code just as well. We've already got the answers to our questions, so feel free to take them away. Do not presume to give me orders, Rogue. You only managed to capture these villains and their ill-gotten treasure by employing unsavoury and unconscionable means. Why, you're not more than pirates yourselves. These bastards ain't worth a true pirate spit. The upright thieves was formed to protect us from ourselves. Now they're just hunting dogs for the Admiral. Maralib yanks the leash and another buccaneer disappears. You rogues are traitors to your own kind. If it hadn't been for you... Aye, go on then. Blame me and me co's for your own failures. You know what you was about when you defend the code. You knew that we'd beat after you. you're done here. There are still true treasures left, Rogue, and I mean to claim them both. I'd reconsider this contest of yours, Captain. Turns out this fish we're trying to hook is a shark, and it might just swallow us whole. Or swallow you whole. Okay, so let's return to the Rogue Guild to hopefully be done with this quest. And then we'll see what level 25 brings. And in the meantime, in order to level up towards level 25, I will simply just do the dungeon grinds, and I might do some battlecraft leaves and fates. You know, that's the simple way. And also, that's just for level 25. Once I get to 25 plus, then I will finish the rank 3 hunting log for Rogue. Okay, here we go. So, Benny work on that ship, Mithrie. First blood is ours. How do you take to fighting a sea? There are few as can drop an opponent as quick as a rogue, but mind you don't exhaust yourself just flailing your blades at the tougher coves. And that goes double for when your mates on your flags. If you notice one of your fellows is starting to flag, use the tricks we've taught you to goad them back into the fight. As in, if they run out of TP, help them out. I've said it afore last, but you'll need a sharp enough. So you'll need sharp enough to carve steel from what's to come. I'm afraid this will be more of a challenge that even that little shrew was bargaining for. That's assuming the Curs wasn't lying about the executioners, and the executioners are who I bloody think they are. Tricks you and me, though I am hoping the name is just some laughable coincidence. Okay, so I'm going to take the bronze pieces because I can craft my own gear. So that's it, that's a level 20 rogue quest. It's kind of long for it to be more than half an hour, to be honest, but whatever, we're now done. So now we can move and progress on towards level 25. So anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me, goodbye from Mithrie. And if you like my channel, like the way I do things, and just like Final Fantasy XIV Realm Reborn, please subscribe. Lots of videos on my channel which you can always check out, more than 400 videos for Realm Reborn. And as well, if you would like to ask anything at all, just ask. Just leave a comment on the video and I will be sure to reply. So anyway, as I said before, goodbye from me, goodbye from Mithrie, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.